In some of the clinics that I worked, I did not have room to put my wings and my camera and the dual flashes, or I have to collapse them every time. So what I decided to do is to create a new setup. I use this for my intraoral protocol, and I also use this for my portraits if I have a clinic in which I don't have the room to have the strobes, which is what we're going to talk about later. The good thing about this is that it's inexpensive. It is not attached to your camera, so once you set the exposure and the position of those flashes, you don't have to move them. The battery life is better than the dual flashes, and you can modify the light to make it softer. When you use the Speedlights with modified light, as you can see on the screen, you will have much better results, especially on the skin tones and on the eyes of the patient. So we're going from a not good picture with the ring flash to a better picture but harder to move and arrange your camera with the wings, to a much better diffuse light with the Speedlights on this configuration, having a diffuser on it. Depending on how far you want to take this, now we're going to get to the big boys. The next natural thing is to talk about an umbrella. What is an umbrella? An umbrella is something like this. You've seen them before, okay? So this umbrella has something that is really cool. Inside, in this case, we have a Speedlight, just like the one that we had before. Instead of putting a small diffuser on it, you put an umbrella, you point the Speedlight towards the back of it, and now it will spread the light, it will come back out, and as it comes back out, it gets diffused by this white piece of cloth, and it makes the light bigger and softer. If you use this, you're going to have even a better picture than with the small diffuser, and I'm going to explain the difference between size and diffusion later on. But this is also an inexpensive, good way of taking pictures. So let's talk about strobes and why they are the preferred method of taking pictures. The strobes are these babies right here. Let me show them to you. The strobe is plugged into the wall, and that's the #1 thing that makes it better. You don't have to rely on batteries anymore. When you're using batteries, eventually they start dying, and you have to wait in between pictures for that flash to recharge. But with the strobes, you don't have to do that. You can take picture after picture really quick, and you don't have to wait for anything. The strobes point forward. They do not point backwards and inward like the umbrellas did. So in this case, you have a light that is pointing forward, and the light will bounce on the edges of the box, and then it will come out and get diffused, which makes the light source bigger and softer. And as you can see, it gives you a much better picture as a result. For all the benefits that a strobe has, they have one negative. They're bulky and difficult to assemble. So if you have a small office, it might not be for you. In some of my offices, I cannot have them, but I'm very happy with the Speedlight and the small diffuser. I get very good results with them as well. But if you have room to have the strobes on a separate room, or you can put them aside on the corner and they're not bothering anybody, I would totally recommend you getting them.